everyone, Once Bitten here. So this is game one of the Coastal Carnage Grand Tournament in Virginia, 2014. I'm going to give a brief overview of the tournament and then launch into my first game of it. As far as comp, it was relatively uncomped, except you couldn't have any special characters, and you could only take, for any given rare choice, you could only have one, and any special choice, you could only have two. The scoring system was a 0-5-10 win-loss draw, and you needed 250 points for the win. So what I noticed is people were very conscious of the fact that you did not need to slaughter your opponents. You really just needed to get ahead by 250 points, and then you would secure the win. And there were 5 extra points available from objectives, and so I think the purpose of this design was to focus people on trying to accomplish these objectives and not just winning the game. Although, of course, winning the game was huge. So we go to game one. The scenario is battle for the pass, and I draw a dwarf gun line. I swear, there is a Warhammer Fantasy god that does not like me. You have got to be kidding me. A freaking gun line, and in this scenario, yeah. So here's what he's got. He's got left to right, he's got hammers, warriors with great weapons, and then longbeards with great weapons. He's got his 4 war machines. I'll go over them in a minute. And he's just got a bunch of characters here with his hammers. So it's a character bunker, which makes sense. They're high strength, high leadership, stubborn. So he's got his dwarf lord, who's virtually unkillable, and adds to his magic defense. He's got his battle standard bearer, who I don't know what Gromroll and resistance do, but basically, if I remember right, he had a 1-up rerollable, and then possibly a ward save, but at least a 1-up rerollable. He had another Thane on the front rank, who again was very, very difficult to wound and was very high strength. And then he had a Rune Lord, making his magic defense pretty unreal. And yeah, so it looked like that. So then he had 4 war machines that are equipped pretty much the way you expect them. Organ gun cannon on the bottom, and then a grudge thrower and cannon on the top. So all the organ gun, I think, gets an automatic reroll of the artillery die. I think unless it misfires. But anyway, his cannons both can reroll if they do get a misfire, and his grudge thrower can reroll a die too. So, you know, when I see this, I'm like, man, how do you take care of those things? There's always that hope that, well, they might misfire and something bad would happen, but these guys just don't misfire because they have to misfire twice in a row. So I have 4 demis with a standard. No other. I put the standard there because I need a unit with. I need banners in all my units that I can, because a lot of times to claim objectives you need a standard. So some more halberdiers. Captuses is in with them. I did that because I didn't make room for him, and so I just had to put him in the unit and he just flew out. Steam Tank, Archlector on the War Altar, Hurricanum, more halberdiers, my battle standard bearer. There's my Hellblaster volley gun on the far left with a Master Engineer near it and a cannon. And then behind my halberdiers I have my Light Council. So, Dwarves turn 1, they actually, I think, scoot back a little bit. Now, the objectives in this game are, you can get up to 3 points for getting your units that have some kind of fortitude into your opponent's deployment zone. So any unit with a banner, or your BSB, or your general can give you that, but you can only get up to 3 for it. And then there's a point for killing the enemy general, and a point for keeping your general alive. So this game went really quickly, because the Dwarfs did not have a movement phase, they didn't have a magic phase, and for almost the entire game, there, of course, was no combat phase. So, yeah, there was that. He shoots at me, he kills a cannon with one of his cannons. His grudge thrower targets my infantry and scatters off onto my Hurricanum, does 2 wounds there. And his other cannon targets my steam tank, and I think he hit it, but rolled a 1 to wound. So, Empire turn 1. It looks like that. Of course, my demis fail 1 dangerous terrain marching through the woods. I could have flown up Captus a little further. I just didn't want to get within range of the organ gun. And I can tell you what, I'll go back. The reason why, because I was thinking, if I get up in range, I could charge next time. But if I charge a cannon with 3 wounds, I'm probably not going to do 3 wounds. He's going to be stubborn and stick, and then I can just get countercharged by his units and just give him Captuses. So I was hoping to anyway, just take a wound or 2 off of him first. So we go to the magic phase. I get banishment off irresistible force and take a wound on my level 4. and I was targeting the cannon on the top, and for my trouble, I do a single wound to him. So I felt that was somewhat unfortunate. Then my steam tank goes to shoot and misfires and takes 2 wounds. So not going wonderfully well. I didn't even bother taking a picture of dwarf movement turn 2 because there was none. So he starts shooting at me. I think 1 cannon hit my steam tank and did 6 wounds to it. So he's down to 2 wounds total. Grudge Thrower does not scatter off this time. Kills half my halberdier unit. And by some miracle, the other cannon didn't do anything. So Empire turn 2. So now I put my Capsis where he can charge either one of his cannons. One of those cannons has the Rune of Burning, and I have a 2-up ward against flaming attacks. So yeah, so I'd rather take out the other cannon first, because I'm not, if nothing else, it can't hurt Captises, the one with flaming. Anyway, and by the way, if you look at the bottom, my demigryphs are down to 2. So when I said last time that the other cannon didn't do anything, that was wrong. The other cannon targeted my demigryphs and took the last 2 wounds off of one of them. So it looks like this. Let's see, either through magic or through steam tank or something, I was able to kill this 1 cannon. And it's funny because, again, I don't think I'm going to be able to get any points out of his units. I think it's going to come down to what does he kill and what do I kill, and I may only be killing war machines. So getting 135 points in war machines was big. So at least there's that. This is movement for Dwarf 3. They scoot back. And his organ gun targets my my Captises. I figure I'm about just to die, and he misfires. And I think he has to roll it. I think he can roll it again. I don't know. Whatever it is, he ended up misfiring. He can't shoot this turn or next, which was very much appreciated. Empire turn 3. Halberdiers on the left end of the building because I positioned them poorly and they couldn't really march beyond it, but I was okay with this. Everybody else marches as fast as they can. Captises charges the organ gun and fails his charge. You notice the steam tank is back. I've given up on the steam tank getting into combat, so what I'm doing, because I'm down to 2 wounds, is I'm going for 4. I know I'm going to misfire, and I'm hoping I just have a couple left that I can shoot a cannon and place it 24 inches ahead and hit something. So that's what I'm going for. Because Capsis failed his charge, he gets countercharged by his warrior unit. I think the hammers also charged him. I think he wanted to get both of them up there so he could beat him and then overrun, and he failed with the thunderers. Thank goodness. During the shooting phase, he targets and kills my Hellblaster volley gun, which was finally getting up in range to start shooting something, and he wanted none of that. Yeah, so there's that combat. I'm really not I think I have a decent chance of not getting killed, and if he breaks me, I have a really good chance of getting away. So I'm not too concerned about losing Captisis. I'm more concerned that Captisis is now not available to start charging war machines. And that was Captisis. There's no picture. Captisis broke, and he ran where you can see him. I passed all my panic tests. On my turn, I triple charge his warrior unit, and Captisis rallies. So that's kind of cool. I really, really need this unit to break because my halberdier unit has my battle standard bearer in there, and they can get countercharged by his hammers or his longbeards. Neither one would be good. Even if I do break them, there's not a lot of great options available. So this is what it looks like up close. If I'm not saying much about magic, it's because I may be getting spells off here and there, trying to banish war machines, and I'm getting irresistible force and rolling like 3 and not doing any wounds. And yeah, so this one I don't think I had any magic off, but I was +1 to hit, and I had hatred, so that was nice. He was actually able to take off the last wounds off my Hurricanum, which I was a little bit surprised about, but we ran him down and we look like that. So I think I might be out of range of his longbeards, which is good. If he charges with his hammers, I'm just going to flee, and I don't think he can catch me if I do. So I can tell you, on his turn, he says, I charge the halberdiers, I say I flee, and he instantly says, okay, I redirect. He rolls his dice, he says, I'm charging your general. And so when I fled, I rolled like a 3. So I think he made a mistake. I think he should always just wait. I'm saying he said it immediately. So he charged my general. I decided to take the chance. And because I figured if he charged in there, I'd be stubborn, and the worst that could happen is I would flee, and that'd be great because I could get away. So anyway, it looks like you can see it. He shoots, I believe, his organ gun at my Dimigriffs and does 2 wounds, so I felt that could have been worse. Go to Empire turn 5. So halberds that were in the building and came out of it in bus formation, they're charging the front of the hammers. My Dimigriffs charge the flank. I was really nervous about this. I wasn't sure this was a great move, but I was pretty sure that I wasn't going to win this game without doing something desperate. I think my odds of killing the hammers down to a man are very, very slim. The chance of them breaking are very, very slim, but I'm desperate. So I put the archers, I put my wizards in with my halberdiers. I just threw the models there because I didn't feel like moving them around. Moved the archers up, and then I parked Captasis close enough to his longbeards. So what I'm trying to do here is he can charge the archer detachment if he wants. I don't care. I don't want him to charge the halberdiers that are in with the hammers because he could make that. So the thing is, he can if the detachment's not there, he could charge the halberdiers, come straight forward, wheel, and get into them. But he can't come straight forward because the detachment's there, and he can't wheel on the spot because Captasis is blocking him. So the only choice he has is if he wants to charge is to charge the archer detachment, and I am very happy for him to do that. So I go to shoot my cannon, and I misfire again, of course, and I do 2 wounds and die, giving him 250 points, which is very distressing. After combat, yeah, it looks like that, and I was so yeah. I mean, whatever. I did a lot of wounds to the hammers. That was great, probably more than I expected to. I'm thinking now that we might, if the Demigriffs are lucky, be able to kill that unit. But I made the mistake. I forgot to reform when I was done. I could have, I might possibly have been able to put my my halberdiers in horde formation. Or it's possible that I didn't do it because I didn't want to take the chance of the longbeards being able to charge them. Anyway, it looks like that. Dwarf turn 6. He charges the archer detachment. He shoots a cannon at Captasis. Or I think he shot the organ gun at Captasis. Because the cannon, I would have a 2-up ward against it, and I don't think that would have worked. Or it might have been the grudge thrower. Yeah, it was the grudge thrower. That was he targeted Captasis and scored a direct hit. So after this combat, I whittled him down a little bit more. He's doing some whittling on me. This unit isn't as killy as you might think, especially against halberdiers. I've just had so many bodies that his high strength doesn't, whatever. But they're defensive as all get out. I can't even put a wound on his characters. So I reformed this time because, I reformed this time just to give me more attacks. Because that was Dwarf turn 6. I know he can't charge me now. So on Empire turn 6, this last turn of the game, I decide to throw the Archlector in there. I figure I can get impact hits. It's a few more wounds. If I get lucky, I might be able to destroy this unit. And I don't. So it ends up like that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this game, did I kill enough? I killed a unit of warriors. I killed a war machine. He nickeled and dimed me on some things. And it came out that he had just over 250 points. And then it occurred to me, I was like, well, I got one of your banners, which is 25 points, and that brought us just under 250, and it was a draw. I think the most exciting part of the game was the scoring at the end. So I got 5 points for the draw. I had tons. I think all my fortitude in his deployment zone, and my general was alive. So I got 4 of the 5 possible victory points. I got 5 for the draw. That's a total of 9. Out of a possible 15. So I felt that for a very bad draw that I was happy enough with how it turned out. Another thing I'm happy with is 9 out of 15 tells me that I'll be about mid-pack, so I'm not going to be playing at the top tables all tournament long, which I think can be a very good thing. It might allow me to play somebody else at mid-tier level and might be an easier matchup. And we'll talk more about that on game 2. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it.